And for the Anna Hummel Factor, starring Anna Hummel and featuring the voice talents of me, a man who Anna once referred to as being an introvert and a hoarder. On tonight's show, we'll have the usual stuff. We'll take your emails and your comments, and we'll give our news and comments as well. As always, you're encouraged to participate. You can email us at the Anna Hummel Factor at youtubemail.net, or you can always leave a comment in the live chat section. And of course, we'll have some fun in the process. And now, without further ado, we're going to begin the show. All right, Anna, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I love that intro.
Oh, cool.
It's awesome. That's great.
We already have some people lining up in the chat. How are you doing, everybody? How are you? I'm doing fine. I guess he's talking to you as well, Anna.
All right, let me pull up the chat. Will I be able to see it on the? Oh, this says private chat, so that's probably not it.
Also, I'm going to go ahead and give out our email address again for those who to leave an email. That's the Anna Hummel Factor at youtubemail.net. I'm going to use my my cheap way of doing this. Give me a second. I'm going to use Microsoft Word for this presentation here. There we go. So people want to see it. There you go. The glorious Microsoft Word from
all its glory.
The Anna Hummel Factor at youtubemail.net. And if anyone wants to email us, we'll gladly read those emails on the show. And so that's as far as I know. We have a bunch of emails that we're ready to read. I'm sure you'd like to read those as well. Well, I mean, these are emails that have been backing up for the past couple of weeks, so I apologize for that. So I would like to start off by doing I'm sorry, I'm a little trying to get things organized here.
You're good.
I would like to bring up the our question of the week that we had last week. Bring that up here. It was
Joe Biden, I think, right?
Yeah. How would you rate President Biden's first 100 days in office? And here we go. We got 4,400 votes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So 1 second, so I can see this correctly. All right. Oops, darn it. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And so far, 70% said excellent. And of course, I misspelled excellent. That was my fault. Someone pointed it out. So excellent.
They got the gist. They can follow along.
Of course, maybe they really think he's doing an excellent job, I guess, maybe. So we got 30 comments as well. My first one was I basically saying I misspelled the word. So and a couple of people commenting on that as well. People say, okay, we can go through these one at a time, I guess. Let's see. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Story said he cheated. He should be in prison, with 19 thumbs up on that one.
Oh my God.
And 12 replies. I don't know. We want to go through all the replies. I think there was like a lot of bickering back and forth on this one. I believe the poll as much as I believe the election's results. But then again, the gamer community largely consists of betas looking for government handouts. Any comment on that one?
Let's see. I believe that this poll as much as the election, but then again, the gamer community largely consists of betas looking for government handouts. Sorry, it is a little bit small, so I just wanted to reread it before I commented on it. Well, I mean, actually, you're more of a gamer than I, so what do you think? I feel like you're more in the community. Do a lot of people who are gamers, do you think that they don't have jobs and stuff like that? Is that kind of this, that's kind of the stereotype as like an outsider. Like maybe they're stoners, they live in their mom's basement and they play video games, but I guess
I just seems like an insult towards gamers in general, I guess. Let's see. I'll go to another one. Poor Biden, 3 thumbs down, and that comment itself got 2 thumbs up. See, I don't know, and I do not live in the USA. I live in Alberta, Canada. Okay. Let's see. As long as Trump is not president, I'm happy. 1 thumbs up. Another comment says awful, and the reply is in another language I do not know. I love it. President Biden did well. So it seems to be all over the place here. I'm not going to go through this long one right here. That's looks like too many argues, or too many people arguing there. Well,
70% say good or excellent, rather.
yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised on that. I thought it'd be a lot. I thought it'd be a lot closer, at least to 50-50, or maybe less than that. So, but anyway, how do you feel overall? Do you think that's accurate?
Well, I think I mean, it's subjective, right? Like if we're asking people what they think about his time in office thus far. So if they think it's great, like who am I to tell them otherwise? I mean, I have my own opinions about Biden and about how things are going and how things will go.
I
But if
guess
he, go ahead.
I mean accurate as a representation of what the overall feeling is about the president. I should say. I mean, obviously, this is not a scientific poll. It's just random people responding.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody could respond. We don't know the accuracy. That's what I mean in that regard. So what do you think it's accurate in how it represents the general feeling of the country?
The general public. I think it's probably split exactly down party lines. I mean, of course there'll be some variation, but I think most people that voted for Trump think that he's doing horribly, and everyone that voted for Biden thinks he's doing a great job. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously going to be some people that are, maybe some Trump voters that think Biden's great now and vice versa. But I think for the most part, people are just kind of sticking to their guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so what do you have? Do you have a question you'd like to ask our viewers for this week? Anything in particular? Can be anything, of course.
Ooh, yes. Let's see here. I kind of want to know how they feel about Caitlyn Jenner running for president, or I'm so sorry, for governor of California. I just saw the campaign video yesterday and it got me so hype. And I think it's going to be really, really interesting because she is now like a product of everything that the left.
Don't misgender him. Don't do that.
What? I said she.
That's right.
I said she.
I know you misgendered him.
Caitlyn Jenner is a woman.
Never mind.
I'm following the rules. Yeah, no. So, Caitlyn Jenner, Freudian slip. Caitlyn Jenner is a product of like everything the left loves. Mostly just being trans, coming out publicly as trans, being an advocate for trans. Like that's kind of the hot topic these days. But she happens to be a conservative, a Republican. So it should be really, really interesting to see what kind of transpires in that. Are people going to vote based on policy or are they going to vote based on optics? So if we're all about trans rights and we love trans, well, now you got a trans person who wants to open shit up and wants to get people back to work. Are you going to vote for that person? Because you've been clamoring for diversity and people in trans and positions of power, and now you have that option. Are you going to stick to your guns because they don't kind of align with the rest of your policies? I'm so sorry.
Okay, so how should we word that? That's a pretty complex question for.
Yeah,
I think we should try to make it pretty simple. Like, try to keep it to as minimal as possible to get a better response, I think.
Sure. How do you feel about Caitlyn Jenner running for governor of California? Like, I would vote for her. I wouldn't vote for her. Not sure, or something like that.
Okay. Let me see here. Wait a second here. Just make sure. How do you spell? Hold on. I'll get it right here. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I was just doing my spell check at the top of this page there. Okay, how do you feel about? I'll capitalize the name. Give me a second. Okay, how do you feel about Caitlyn Jenner running for governor of California?
Yeah, right? I don't know why I keep saying president. I do apologize.
Running for governor. Am I spelling that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make sure. How do you? I left the word "you" out. Oh, and I'm doing my typos again. Okay. How do you feel about Caitlyn Jenner running for governor of California? So what was the first response you gave?
Like I would vote for her. Would vote for her. Would not vote for her. Undecided. Don't care.
Okay. I would not vote. There you go. Undecided. I don't care. And then I guess that'd be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I would vote for undecided and don't care. Right, four responses.
I don't care. Okay. Okay. How do you feel like okay. I would vote for. I'm just double checking because once I do this, I had a typo in one of my other questions, and well, obviously you saw that one. I don't want to go through that again. So,
Oh,
uh,
where people. I mean, I don't know. I hate it when people are like that. It's like you know what we meant. Like leave us alone.
okay. Is that fine for you? I'm going to go hit post. Once we hit post, we'll.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So we will examine that. We'll come back to it periodically. To hold on a second. It's not showing up yet. Why is it not showing up yet? Ah, hold on a second. Let me go back to the main page. Oh, I know why it's not there. There it is. It's right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, maybe a little refresh, see if anybody is nobody yet. Okay, there we go. So we can go back to that later. All right.
Cool.
So give me 1 second here. Right. So would you like to go dwell into or go into, I should say, the emails that we've accrued over the past
Yeah.
week?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Actually, the past couple of weeks. For those who want to participate in the show, you can always comment in the chat. Let me see if we have any questions so far. I was saying people saying hello to us. Hello, hello, hello. The
Hello.
all right. Now, I have the email address up there for anybody who's interested. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste these emails.
Okay.
So that I don't want to give away the people's email addresses. So
I got you.
hold on a second.
Sure.
And there we go. We can bring up another Microsoft Word. Oh, actually, we can do this. Here we go. Okay, first. Oh, and now it's locking up on me. Give me 1 second. Figures it lock up when I'm getting ready to do this. Oops. There we go. I'm using. I think I said this before. I'm using Microsoft Word 2000. That's a 21-year-old program, so it works
Still
pretty good.
gets you where you need to go, you know.
Okay, so here we go. So Hannah and Zoom. I'm not sure why you misspelled your name. I recently found your show. I find it great and informative. I inherited a box of fuck books from my uncle who recently passed away.
God.
The pages are worn and moist, and they contain a little fecal matter. Do you have any suggestions on how to remove that? Any help would be greatly appreciated. I'll keep listening and keep up the good work. Best, Dave. Um, and Dave also gave us a picture of what he looks like if you'd like to see him.
Yeah, let's see it.
Hold on a second. I'm going to put it on paint. Okay, here we go. Here's Dave.
Oh wow. What a gentleman.
Strapping young man
Classically
there.
handsome.
I have to say, Dave, I'd say probably burn the books. If they contain fecal matter, that's probably not something you'd want to carry around anymore. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you with Zoom on this one. I think you just have to discard the fecal infested books. But fuck books. Does he mean dirty magazines or
like Hustler, Jugs, Penthouse.
Oh, okay. Because he said books, so I was thinking like, is it a hardcover of Playboy or like what's going on here?
So that's for those who want to participate. There's the email address again, the anahomofactor@youtubemail.net. And if you misspell that, it's not gonna hurt anything because it has a catch-all, so it catches misspelled words on there. So we'll still get it. Give me 1 second here. Bring up the second email. Oops. Doing a little copying here. Okay. Why is it not coming? Oh, that's why it's up here. There we go. All right. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one. Let's do a copy and paste. Okay, and Zoom. Okay, it's Anna. Anna. I don't know why they keep on misspelling your name.
It's okay. They're almost there.
I've been having some marital problems with my wife lately. Our washer is broken. My wife Ethel gummed it up while trying to wash her used tampons. After that, I got into a huge, or I guess it's supposed to be that. After that, I got into a huge argument. Is there any advice you can help to keep our marriage together? I'm desperate. Signed, Jimmy.
I feel like a lot of people are trolling us, but I don't. The washer broke. I don't know. I feel like this is a troll job. I don't know how to respond to it. You go first.
I'd say yeah, I'm not sure if these are on the level at this point too. So I mean, if it's for real, I'd say let's go ahead and we can go ahead and say, maybe you could I don't know.
Just kill your wife.
I was gonna say maybe slap her around a few times, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Throw her in the washing machine and be done with it. Walk out on the marriage, the kids, and everything you built together.
Okay. Well, let's try the next one here. Hold on a second. This one's kind of interesting. I kind of read through this. Okay, Anne. Okay, they misspelled your name again. Oh, I don't know what they're doing.
Do they think that I am Anne? Like, is that maybe where the confusion lies?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they. I think they still know how to spell your name. The weird part is that they emailed it to the correct address, which has the correct spelling of the name. But anyway,
okay.
It says Anna. I'll say the correct spelling. Anna and Zoom. I found your show after being locked up for the past several months. I think I'm a really nice guy, but I recently got convicted of murder. It doesn't look good for me. I may be going away for a long time. Whatever happens, though, I will keep listening. Signed. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the name on here. Let me. Hang on a second. Signed, Derek Chauvin.
Oh, interesting. I've heard that name before. I don't know where it's been placed, but I've definitely heard that name before. Well, nice. Derek, thanks for being such a supportive listener. We appreciate you. I don't think they're even asking us a question. I think it's just kind of like hey, I'm a listener, I'm a fan, and I'm writing in. So, Mr. Chauvin, thank you so much.
Let's see. We got another one here. Let's see. There we go for this one. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. They misspelled your name again. Anne and Zoom, I really like your show. I'm a really big fan. I do farm work. I pump off horses, some bulls, and I collect semen.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I would like to send you samples of my work. Where would I send that to? Sincerely, Ian. I'm not sure. Oh, Ian, by the way, was really nice enough to send us a picture. Would you like to see this?
Oh, please.
There's Ian.
And wow. Really getting in there. Well, someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah. Ian, and I'm going to say, why don't you just, you can keep that, keep that for yourself there. I'm not really interested. I'm not interested at all for that. So, but, thanks for the email though. I guess.
Yes, we appreciate the support, even if you're jerking off a horse. Like, thank you so much.
Oh goodness. Okay, so let me see. I got one more here. I can do this. Let me bring down Ian's picture. We don't need to see that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, this one might take a little bit of an explanation here. Dear Anna and Zoom. Hey,
spell my name right.
Yes. I hate you. Signed, Mel Tillis.
Thanks for listening to the show. I mean, thanks for getting to know us enough to not like us.
I had to look this up. Mel Tillis died over 3 years ago, by the way. So I'm not sure how he sent us an email after he's dead. But
is this a famous person? Like, is that a famous name or?
That's what I was afraid this one might go over your head and maybe other people's heads as well. This is probably for the older people, the older folks. Mel Tillis was a famous country music singer that was very famous for stuttering.
Oh, okay. Now I get the joke.
Yeah. It's a joke. Oh, wait a minute. I thought this was a real email. Now now I'm a little concerned. Maybe these aren't real. I should look.
Is this an inside job, Zoom?
I'm not. I'm not going to say anything further. So, we
Okay,
do
you
have one
can't
more.
confirm or deny.
Got one more email here. Let me see here. Hannah in Zoom. Oh goodness. Once again, misspelled your name. Anyway, it's Anna, not Hannah. There's no H in Anna. So I love you show. I listened to you ever since I moved to USA. USA is a great place. I can buy guns and condoms anywhere. In my country, not only is guns hard to find, they cost more than 3 pigs. I must go. I love 2 of you. Signed, Julio. Julio sent us a picture. It's not really much though. There we go. Just a picture of his gun and his condom.
Oh, what do you got at Walmart?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
it's pretty awesome. Welcome to the country, Julio. It's a great place. You can also buy Twinkies at Walmart as well, in case you want to buy guns, condoms, and Twinkies. Yeah. So really everything that one could ever need.
So anyway, if anyone else wants to send any emails to us, give me a second here. I moved that around. 1 second. Here's the email address again. The Hummel Factor at youtubemail.net, and we'll read your emails in our show. And do you have any comments about any of our emails for this evening?
Oh, I mean, I was just commenting as they kind of came in, but thanks again. Thanks for listening. And if it was Zoom who wrote all of those and submitted them, then thanks for those as well, I guess.
Since I accidentally brought up the our question of the evening, since it's been up for about 10 minutes, I'll go ahead and bring that back up again. Okay. Here it is. We have, how do you feel about Caitlyn Jenner running for governor? 50% they would not vote for that. 8% said they would vote. 4% undecided, and 38% say that they don't care. Oh, and a couple of comments. Brandon P says he'd be voting for CJ, and that's the character in the video game that's on this channel. So that's an inside. It's kind of like an inside comment. Yeah, Hilo, I guess from I don't know how to pronounce the name there, but
I no clue how to spell that. How to pronounce that.
What? How do you feel about this?
How do I? Oh, I'm excited for it.
I mean, as far as the results, though, I mean, do you think that's accurate? How do you? I mean, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. I know that there was. I heard that there was a video. I haven't not been keeping close enough tabs as to what's been going on. So
I mean, I just saw the campaign video last night. So I'm not sure how people will respond. I was almost posing the question because I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see how people feel about it, just because it's kind of flips everything on its head. So.
Okay. Is the video on YouTube? Maybe we could take a look at it. I think.
Yeah. Just look up Caitlyn Jenner campaign video. It's like 2.5 minutes long. It should be on YouTube. I saw it on Instagram, but it should be on YouTube.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Let's see. Caitlyn. Camp. Okay, here we go. It's actually showing me right away. For some reason, my ad block is not working properly on this, so I'm going to block the ads. So it stopped working about an hour or two, like an hour before I started getting ready for this. I'm not sure exactly what happened. So anyway, here we go. I think the top one is probably the right one.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's the official video.
Okay.
My name is Joshin, and I was born in 1996. I've changed so much in 25 years. Shouldn't internet regulations change too?
Okay. All right. This is. I mean, I can't. Anyway, just sit through this. I did that. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Sorry.
Medalist Caitlyn Jenner is now entering a new race for the governor of California.
So let me stop. Is this the ad?
Yep.
The one you saw? Okay.
I've always been a dreamer. California was once the envy of the world. We had what everyone else wanted. The American dream grew up here. Yet career politicians and their policies have destroyed that dream. It's been locked away, closed, shuttered, left in the dark. burned down.
Okay, so far, do you have any comments about what's being said?
I just kind of, I mean, I know where this is going. So, and this was not even because I've seen it like 2 or 3 times already, but I know that, Bruce and now Caitlyn Jenner, they've always been a bit more conservative. But what's really just interesting is because identity politics tells us that all trans people have to be progressive and really liberal. So I was just kind of interested to see what she had to say about the matter, just because it flips everything on its head. So I don't know. It's just a really interesting experiment to see like how the fuck this is gonna play out.
Oh, okay. I honestly, I guess it doesn't really matter to me. I always found it funny that Arnold Schwarzenegger won the previous election, or the last time they had a recall. Is this now? Is this a recall like the last one from 2003? Was he officially recalled?
No, well, it's gonna be. I think they're gonna vote on it. He hasn't been recalled, but they got enough signatures on the petition to put it in. I don't know if they're gonna do like a, what do you call it, like a referendum or something like that, like a special election, and where people vote on it. But whenever the next gubernatorial race is, I don't know if it's the same for every state. Like because with Florida it'll be in 2022, like next year. Well, we would probably vote at the end of this year, or maybe next year. I'm not quite sure. So I don't know. Every 4 years. So whenever Gavin Newsom's up, if he's not recalled, then she'll run.
Really? Okay. So this is not. So this could be. So
I can find out for you right now. I don't know why I'm just.
Yeah,
talking
I was
about
just curious. I mean, it's like
computer.
I mean,
Hold
this
on a
is
sec.
going to be one of those really long campaigns that's going to last like up to 4 years. I mean, I'm
Hold
just
on a
curious.
second. Zoom. I got a little pocket computer here.
Wow.
California governor race election.
Yeah, it's something I probably could have done myself too.
Next year. The 2022 California gubernatorial election will take place on November 8th, 2022. Boom,
Oh, okay.
Willie.
This is
There you go. So the end
that-
of next year.
that's basically 1 year and 6 months basically.
Yeah, like a year and a half from now is when the election is held.
Goodness. Okay. And is it going to be like I'm just curious, have you seen anything else? I'm wondering if it's going to be similar to the 2003 where there are like over 100 people running at the same time. Like
I have no clue who else is in the race, but I do think that Caitlyn Jenner will be the leading Republican candidate just because she's so popular, okay. I think that automatically gets you to the head of the what do you call it, the head of the pack, just because people know who you are, you know what I mean?
So how do you feel when about Arnold Schwarzenegger when he became governor and people said he should run for president, but then they said no, he can't become president because
he wasn't born in the US.
Yes.
What do I think? I mean, that's just the rules, right?
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at the rules, technically speaking, at least 7 presidents were not born in the United States, including George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. So they weren't born in the United States. They became president.
They were born in England and the UK or something, or?
Well, they were born here, but the United States didn't exist at the time. So.
I see.
So, in case you're wondering, I actually looked this up a long time ago because I was always the reason.
I mean, when was it determined that you had to be born in the U.S.? Was it
when the Constitution was first written? It was basically there was an exception to the rule. It said if you were already born when the Constitution was amended, then you could still run for president. So
okay, so there you go. That's the loophole. I mean, obviously, I mean, no one can. They're not gonna, hire or vote in a newborn. So, like, it has to be an adult that's already born and raised in the country, even though it wasn't a country yet.
So don't you think anybody should be able to run for president, or how do you feel about that?
I'm not quite sure. Well, here's the thing. I think you can still run for president if you were like born on base. Like if you're born, on a base in Japan or Germany, I think that still counts as like you're born an American. So there are certainly some exceptions to the rule. How do I feel? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I mean, even if you're a naturalized citizen, I don't know if it's because they want to. It's like a language barrier. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why that even exists as a rule, but I can look it up.
Okay. Well, actually, I was just wondering what your opinion on it was. That's all. Because
I don't know.
do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea?
I think I would like to see the reasoning for it, because sometimes there's like a hidden that's like, well, it's because of, X, Y, you go, oh, okay, well, I didn't really think of that. But I mean, as of right now, I mean, I was born in Israel, but I came here when I was less than 2 years old. So, I mean, I know no other home other than America. So, I mean, I consider myself a red-blooded American. I can't speak any other language. You know what I mean? I've like my culture, my life, my every way that it affects me. I'm American. It's not like I live somewhere else and can remember it. So, I mean, I don't really see any difference between myself versus like my sister who just happened to be born here like 2 years after we moved here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm curious. I didn't know it taken you 2 years before you came here. So so does that mean you're not eligible to run for president?
no, I mean, according to the rules, no, I can't run for president because I wasn't born on American soil.
But I mean, if your parents are American citizens, were they? I don't know. I don't know what it.
My mom was. My dad was not at the time that I was born. My dad is now a citizen, but he had to I think he had to lose his South African citizenship, and he didn't want to do that when he was living in Israel. But when we moved to the States, he finally let it go and then became a U.S. citizen.
Oh, okay. Okay. By the way, we did miss a question. I apologize. Dr. Z said 99.8% of currency bills also contain fecal matter. May we burn them?
Oh, gross. God, I hate it. He's probably right, though.
His question was, may we burn them as well?
Oh, yeah, I don't think you can destroy U.S. currency, but this is why you use Venmo and have a credit card, so you don't have to deal with cash ever again.
And he also asked later, CJ can beat Caitlyn Jenner, right? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I know CJ is the character in the game that's on my channel. I don't know what he means by CJ can beat Caitlyn Jenner, right? I don't know what that means.
Can beat? I don't know. Like, is it an athletic person?
Well, CJ is like the main character of the video game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So he's the character that goes around and you get to play as him while you're playing the video game. So he's like a criminal, kind of. He's an anti-hero in some ways, a hero to some people. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how to describe how that would relate to Caitlyn Jenner. So I can't answer that question. I'm not sure. His question, I mean, Dr. Z's. Maybe he'll ask it a little better, and we can get a better idea as to what that's about. So, all right. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to play the whole thing. We played the first 30 seconds only because I'm not sure if this is going to hit us with a copyright. I hope it doesn't. Let me just double check. Sometimes they get really touchy about this stuff. It shouldn't, but
I know YouTube's really strict about that.
Yeah, it looks like we're still good. So I'm gonna say let's stop it right there. Unless there's anything in particular in the ad that you remember, we could jump ahead maybe.
Oh no, it just kind of shits on all of the career politicians and how they were hypocritical during the lockdowns and everything. But then she just kind of says, I'm willing to bring back California. California used to be the place that everybody wanted to come, and now everyone's leaving, and we need to save it, and that sort of thing. So
how do you since you're a former California resident, right?
Yeah, I was raised there.
So how would you feel? Would you vote? How would you vote? I guess.
Well, I mean, I'm not a resident there anymore, but
I know. So how would you though if you were still living?
Yeah,
there?
I would totally. I mean, I would like to see who else is running, but as of right now, if it's like is Newsom done? Like, is this a second term? I don't even know. I think I don't know. Well, if it's his first term, say he's trying to run again, then I mean, I would certainly vote for Caitlyn Jenner over Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom's a total piece of shit. So if those are the two leading candidates, then yeah, Caitlyn would certainly have my vote.
Who is he? Okay, never mind. Okay, Dr. Z came back. He said CJ is an abbreviation for Caitlyn Jenner. Okay.
Oh.
He got me. He got me. As well as Carl Johnson. Yes. Okay. Okay. I that one went over my head. That's so he got me. I was like, well, he got me primarily because you don't play the game. So
I've
um,
never played it in my life.
so all right. Well, did you want to dwell into or go into the news? I guess. Did you have any specific articles you wanted to discuss?
Specific articles to discuss. Let's see here.
Here's the email address for those who want to send emails to us. We'll read them there. So
I guess we could. I found this to be really interesting. I'm sure you heard about the Bill and Melinda Gates split, but it
Oh no,
looks.
I have not. No, I've not
Oh,
heard.
breaking news. Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced. Seems to be a pretty amicable split, but after 20 years of marriage, they were calling it quits.
20 years. That's it. Oh, I thought they were long.
27.
27 years. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
And
that's a good chunk of your life, no?
does he have a prenup?
I'm not sure. It sounds like they've also. There were a few lawyers that we do the show with yesterday, and they were saying that prenups after that long are hard to hold up. I'm not
Oh,
quite sure why, but I don't even know if they had one because I don't know, when she met him, if he had no, he was rich 27 years ago, right? Like when was the Microsoft boom and yeah, the
1970s.
yeah, he was probably doing well.
Yeah, I mean he started off in the 70s and it really exploded during the 80s. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. So the I mean I didn't know that about prenups. I didn't know. I do know from not from personal experience, but from family experience. My dad would say over and over again that this is his words, that you get really screwed when you're getting a divorce. So because he divorced my mother. So
when I'm sorry, what did you say? Breaking in the divorce?
I'm sorry. This is his words. You get really screwed when you're in a divorce. So basically, I think my mother took him to the cleaners in some ways. So he had to pay a lot of money for her after the divorce went through. So
yeah, like alimony and stuff.
I guess he never gave me all the details. I assume it was like alimony and things like that because my mother didn't work. She did not have a regular job so at the time. So I'm just and I don't know what's as far as Melinda, that's her name, right? Melinda Gates.
Yep.
Is she part of the company? I mean, I don't know because it was part of a corporation that had her name.
Yeah, I mean the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I mean, it's their names joint together. So, but it seems like it's an amicable split. They made the same tweet on Twitter, allegedly. I didn't see it on Twitter, but that's what I read. It looks like he wired over like $1.6 billion in stocks to her today. So it seems like they've been planning this for a minute, and it seems like it's a pretty amicable split.
No, he's not part of it. He doesn't have anything to do with Microsoft anymore. Didn't he retire from that? I'm always confused about that.
I have no clue.
I thought he left and then someone else was in charge now. And I was always, and this whole Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was something obviously completely different. And he was doing that instead. So I never fully caught on to that. Maybe someone can if there's a person in the comments that may be able to tell me. And I was always wondering how that worked exactly. So I assume Microsoft would have nothing to do with this because he's completely out of it is what I'm leading up to. So I mean, since you don't know, nobody, we'd have to wait till someone tells us, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure the situation with that, but the story I wanted to bring up was the fact that it seemed like their whole marriage was like an arrangement. And what I mean by that is, so apparently Bill has been taking weekend getaways with his ex-girlfriend since he's been married to Melinda. It says here, after marrying his wife, Bill Gates would spend a long weekend every year at a cozy beach cottage in North Carolina with his old girlfriend. He dated her before Melinda, and Melinda knew about it. Like, this was something he said that he even consulted this old girlfriend about whether or not he should marry Melinda. I said, quote, when I was off on my own thinking about marrying Melinda, I called Anne, the ex-girlfriend, and asked for her approval. He said, adding that Anne gave the other woman the thumbs up. It's very strange. So, like, every year he would go, and I guess she's like, if you look at her, she's like super fucking nerdy. So apparently she's like a computer nerd, kind of like him, and I guess they would bounce ideas off each other. But I mean, Melinda knew about this for, he was doing it since they got married. So it just, all of these little things are just kind of like odd, you know?
Right.
So.
As far as I guess overall, do you have an opinion about this? I mean, to me, it's we're getting into a gossips area right here. So, more celebrity gossip, I guess. But do you have any overall? What's your overall feeling about this whole thing? I mean, do you really care? I mean, honestly, you talk about it. It seems like something I just don't really seem to care because it doesn't really affect me or anyone else nationwide. It's just more of a, like I said, a gossip thing.
Well, I suppose a lot of the things that we all discuss don't really affect us like directly. Like even the Caitlyn Jenner thing doesn't really affect us. I mean, we don't even live in California. I just thought it was interesting, and also just kind of like a maybe their marriage was not like a sham, but kind of like the Clintons' arrangement, where we all know what's going on. They try to keep it under wraps, but they can't. But all these kind of like deviant things are popping up. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Bill Gates, not pretty sure, I know that Bill Gates had an association with Epstein even after he was convicted of like pedophilia. That didn't seem to bother Melinda too much. I mean, I just think these people are really nefarious, and not that this is any, if everybody's consenting to him hanging out with his ex-girlfriend, I mean, that's fine. I just think it's a little bit odd, and maybe their whole relationship was just kind of like a beard for, who knows what kind of deviant shit he was into, but she realized that he was making a lot of money and needed a wife for, PR reasons, and married him. And maybe this whole time they've been just kind of doing their own thing and running a business together essentially, and just being business partners more so than, a married couple. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I will say this. I didn't mean to say it was like the way I put it. I mean, it is interesting because it did capture my interest, but after hearing it, it's like, I don't really see how it would really be super newsworthy for a while, I guess. I mean, it would kind of fall along the wayside. It's not really affecting anything that, like I said, Microsoft isn't really controlled by him anymore. If it was, I could see maybe that might have a factor because everyone uses not everyone, but a lot of people use Microsoft computers, operating system. And I was wondering if that might have an impact on that, but I don't think it will. And
no, it's just kind of like it's a hot topic now, and a lot of people are talking about the divorce. Even China is weighing in on their divorce just because they do so much business with China. So everybody is kind of weighing in on the divorce. Who's gonna? I mean, Bill Gates is one of the richest people on the planet. Like, how's the money gonna be divvied up? Like, what kind of deviant shit were they up to? Were they planning this for a long time? So, I mean, sure, it has gossipy sort of factions and aspects to it, but at the end of the day, I mean, these people, I think that these people are more than just people of influence. I mean, they're controlling governments with the kind of money they're chucking at people. So I think I'm just inherently interested in their lives and how they got to that, place, and what they've been doing this whole time behind everybody's back. And are they trying to scam us? Were they never really like a quote married couple? Was it just for show and they just were kind of business partners? Like, that's an interesting story as a, in terms of a rise to the top. So,
right.
Just something like that.
Right. Yeah. But like, as the expression goes, at the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't really seem to be affecting really much of anybody at this point. So, but
Sure.
I mean, it's like I said, it caught my interest, but then as we went through it, it doesn't seem to, I don't know. It just seems to be like more, like I said, more into the gossip range at that point. So it kind of loses my interest, I guess, is the best way to put it. So, but yeah, I mean, the initial interest was there, but it just faded away as we read through it. So, I mean, it's, you hear about people breaking up, and like, I remember when Howard Stern broke up with his wife back in the late 90s. It was like a big news story, and then it just kind of faded away and nobody really seemed to care after a while. So, it doesn't really affect anything because he's not. Well, back then he was actually more influential, and like Bill Gates at the same level as today, I guess, in some ways. I mean, not exactly the same way, but does have influence. So I mean, but it doesn't really affect anybody directly, though. It's just more, you think about, oh, that's interesting, and then you go, oh, okay, and it's just another breakup, and you're like, okay, what's the next story? That's all. I don't mean, I'm not trying to, I don't mean to put down what you're saying. It just, that's what it comes across as. It says, okay, another celebrity breakup. Who's the next one?
Totally fine. That's your opinion. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So who's the next one do you think is going to come along? I can't think of anybody. I don't know.
What do you mean the next one?
Well, some I guess if there's anyone else that seems to be getting ready to get into divorce. I mean, I didn't even know that they were getting
Oh,
ready.
I mean, this wasn't for like who's the next big breakup speculation. I was just commenting on the odd arrangement that they had. That was all.
Gotcha. Well, I got a story we can bring up here.
Sure.
Let me see. It's somewhat interesting. Let me bring up here. I had to make a photocopy of this because it kept on blocking me because I had ad block on. So here we go. This young woman they refer to as a tattoo necked woman. The headline got cut off there. I'm just looking at her at a glance. Would you ever get a tattoo on your neck like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, probably not. I don't have any tattoos. I'm not a big fan of tattoos.
Yeah, I'm not either. I've always been. I think tattoos are kind of, well, I don't want to insult anybody. I just don't think they're great. But from what people have told me, it's extremely painful, and I'm wondering how the painful that was to have something tattooed on the middle of your neck like that. Anyway, she's from Barnesville, Minnesota. She's accused of disrupting a graveside funeral service of her ex-boyfriend by recklessly driving an SUV through a Fargo cemetery. Her name is Blair R. Witten. And it says according to records, she's either 28 or 29, faces one count of misdemeanor reckless endangerment by stemming from an incident that occurred on Saturday in Riverside Cemetery. So apparently, from the story is not really that interesting, but it did pique my interest a little. Apparently, she was driving around recklessly during like I said, her boyfriend's funeral. I'm wondering if she had anything, why she was, what her feelings were toward her boyfriend. Did she hate her boyfriend? I mean, she's obviously obsessed about her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend, I should say, so much that she would actually show up to his funeral and drive around through the cemetery. And people according to witnesses at the bottom said, she was, I'm reading closer, like the third paragraph from the bottom. Another witness told police he was approached by Witten's parked vehicle after the bureau and asked her to leave. And that's when he accelerated toward him, causing him to jump out of the way. I mean, this woman's obviously got some serious problems there.
This is in Minnesota?
Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah. So what do you take? What's your take on this thing? Is it just
she's just a fucking weirdo, I guess. I mean, I think that I'm kind of glad she kind of has the scarlet letter of that neck tattoo, so we can, kind of identify her in a crowd in terms of like, oh, this person's probably not normal if they have like a tattoo on their trachea. So. Okay.
So anyway, yeah, it's like I said, it wasn't really that interesting, but it kind of popped out, and I just wanted to get your opinion on what you felt about it. It's I find it odd that, I mean, how people obsessed some people can get over being attached, or I don't know if she hated him or if she loved him that much. It's hard to tell because
probably both. I mean, I don't think that this is from a Lumineer song, but the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference.
Okay.
So like if you love someone and you hate, like, that, love and hate is at least when it comes to romantic relationships, are kind of one and the same. Like, that person has a lot of influence and control over your life in the sense of how they control your emotions. But when you stop caring about them, that's really the opposite of love, because you just literally don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, so anyway, that was a story. Do you have anything else? Any other stories you'd like to read?
Let's see here. I don't know. I saw this study that said 2 in 3 say the best bedroom partner they've ever had is themselves. Kind of sad.
Rosy palms.
I think so. Let's see here. 3 in 5 Americans say they've never experienced an
Sorry about that. Sorry, I apologize. Hearing
3 in 5 Americans say they've never experienced an orgasm with a partner and have only reached bliss through masturbation. In fact, 44% even credit masturbation for a life epiphany or an aha moment akin to an amazing shower thought. So I guess people, I don't know. When I hear stuff like this, it just makes me think that people don't know how to communicate with their partner. So they just.
No, this is people that are actually in a relationship already, or are they just fantasizing about how does that work exactly? What's the
I think that it says they polled 2,000 sexually active Americans. The poll of 2,000 sexually active Americans revealed the vital role masturbation plays in the respondents' relationships with their bodies and their romantic encounters with others. So I don't think that they had to be in a relationship, but they were sexually active.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. But it sounds like, obviously if you've been diddling yourself for, since adolescence, you probably know yourself better than anybody else. And, maybe you're not communicating well with your partner, and that's why you're not getting to where you need to go.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and I would say I can't think of anything more to say about that. It does kind of surprise me that many people are. Was that a scientific poll, or how did they conduct that poll? I mean, did it say?
I think they just asked people, like it was just a survey.
Just a service, like a random service. Nothing really scientific about it. So we don't know how accurate the results might actually be, but that is, I do find that interesting. Well, give me those numbers one more time, because I need to comment properly before I say anything else.
Sure. It says, let me get you the actual. 3 in 5 Americans say they've never experienced an orgasm. I mean, when they say 3 in 5 Americans, again, this is based on a sample size of 2,000 sexually active people. It says 3 in 5 Americans say they've never experienced an orgasm with a partner and have only reached bliss through masturbation. In fact, 44% even credit masturbation. Whatever, that part doesn't matter. But basically, 3 in 5. So what is that? Like 60% ish.
I don't. This isn't meant to sound sexist, but I would venture to guess that would be more women than men. I mean, I guess I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would imagine. Just because I think it's typically easier for men to reach orgasm. The female orgasm, I think, is like a different beast. Women have to be kind of, and men too. I'm not saying that, men are just like mindless, just sex-driven robots, but I do think that with women, there's certainly, again, most women, not all, but with a lot of women, there's an emotional component that they need to be in a certain mental space. So even if they're getting touched, quote, like right, if their head's not in the game, or they're not really attracted to the person, or they're, thinking about something else, stressed about work, they're probably not going to get to where they need to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and I'm going to bring our question back up.
Okay.
Give me 1 second here. Sure. Okay, here we go. We'll refresh the screen so we can get, we got 3 comments now. The third one is now just cars. Not sure what that means. Does that say car? I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so how do you feel? 57% would not vote for her. 21% would vote. 3% under that. That 57 is pretty high. That's interesting. I wasn't sure how it would go. I mean, I don't know enough about what's going on, but that's at 112 votes. So what's your reaction to that? I mean, because you said you felt positive towards voting for Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are really satisfied with Biden. I was, You know, that's not really where I fall. So we're just kind of getting a political profile, sort of like where the audience falls. So again, I'm interested to know because I didn't even have a hypothesis, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, I'd like to try something different. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. Would you be up to doing a reaction video?
Sure.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I have, we're good with the copyright. I'm just going to make sure I got this. I don't want you to see the title of the video. So it's going to be kind of obscured to the left-hand corner of the screen when you see this.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to ask you if you've seen this, because if you have, then we might as well not do this. You may not have seen this. I don't know, but it is a video that's on YouTube. Like I said, I don't have to worry about copyright. We're good with that. So let me bring this up here. Okay. Have you seen this video?
No.
Okay. Let me bring up the sound. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play this. And I'm gonna get your reaction to what you're looking at right here. And I'll give you. What I'm gonna do is, if you want, I can give you subtle hints as to what you're looking at. Or
okay.
And basically, I want you to try to guess what you're watching here. Okay, here we go.
Radio show like ours, which is heard on 94.5 WSEX.
Yes.
Yes. And well, I disagree with him. So
I think Jonathan could, but he's a lousy actor.
well, yes. Very.
Okay, I kind of cut into this. Sorry. So it's building up to. Do you ever watch David Letterman?
Not recently, but I have.
I mean, sorry. Well, obviously, I know he's doing some more recent stuff, but I meant when he was on a regular basis, he had what was called the top 10 list.
Okay.
So basically, this is leading up to a top 10 list. So I queued it up just to that point. Okay, here we go.
Very much so. Anyway,
Runs in his family.
Let's get on with the top 11 list. These are the. Let me grab a mic here. Here, catch. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
The top 11. I'll switch hands here.
Top 11 list.
The top 11 reasons to listen to Rick and Trevor or automobile parts. Number 10. Thank you, Mr. Audio Man. Number 10. They smell good. Thank you, Mr. Audio.
Okay, do you want me to give you any hints as to what you're looking at here?
Is this you and Trevor?
Oh, you got it on the first guess.
Yeah. Well, you said Trevor, and then I was like, oh, and then he laughed, and it sounded like your laugh. So.
Oh, okay.
Man, again. Hey, there we go.
Well, that was quick. I thought I was going to have to throw you a few different lines there before you got it.
I got it.
I had to do this for I'm not going to say who, but I played the video for quite longer, and it took the person that was watching the whole video, and they still didn't know what they were looking at. And I even told them, you actually know one of the people that's in the video, and they said, no, I don't. And I said, yes, you do. And then finally I had to say who it was. So
yes. Number 9, ball and worm. Thank you, Mr. Audio Man. You're on the ball. I can see ball and worm. Number 8, by the way. Who do I look?
Okay. All right. So, I mean, we don't have to watch the
Guessed
whole
it.
You got it too quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
What year was that?
I'll give you a hint. You see, based on what you told me, you were 6 years old when this video was made.
Oh, so this was in 93.
Yep. There you go.
Without mentioning any names. Who? Brad. Oh.
Well, that's
Mr. Audio Man.
Mr. Audio Man.
You're having
His fingers just flying like all of that CD player. Man, I gotta hit that thing. I gotta hit that thing. Come on.
Number 4, oxidation converter.
I'm surprised they.
Okay. Anyway, there's a guy in the back. His name is Derek Williams. His on-air name was Chili D, and I always refer to him as my mentor as they're getting into radio. And he's the one that's playing the sound effect, and we're kind of teasing him in the background while we.
Oh,
while
I
we're trying
gotcha. Yeah.
So that's what he's referring to about pressing the button real quickly.
I'm gonna keep up with you.
Hey, number 3, it makes cleaning the toe jam out of my toes more enjoyable.
Oops, you missed something.
Number 2, shock absorber. There we go. And the number 1 reason for listening or for watching.
Number 1.
Rick and Trevor.
Number 1.
Automobile parts. It's
absolutely free.
That was my fault.
It says absolutely free over there.
Absolutely, that's what I was trying to get to. It's absolutely free. I'm sorry, that was my fault, Mr. Audio Man.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we got.
Do you think your voice sounds a lot different than then?
I don't know. Kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting how people's voices change, but I was able to identify it, but it does sound different. Obviously, I mean you were younger, but it's just interesting.
How different does it sound to you? How, in what way?
Well, I mean, like anybody can not. I mean, if you talk to somebody on the phone and whatever, you've never met them or you don't know them, you can probably guess within like 10 years their age, I would imagine, just by the way that they sound.
Okay, so what I mean is, do I sound? I guess the question is, do I sound older than that?
You sound just different. Like, I don't know. Because you don't sound old, so that's not what I'm trying to say, but I think that your voice just, it just matures and just sounds different. But I don't think that you sound older than that. I just think that, like, for example, Bubba, we'll listen to clips that are like 30 years old and he sounds so much younger, but I can still tell it's him. But now he sounds old. He sounds like he's in his 50s. Like, you don't sound like I have like a general guess of how old you are, but I don't think you sound like your age, but your voice does sound different. Because if you sounded exactly the same, then I feel like everybody would be like, "Oh, well, that's you," like. So.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is it? I guess is the quality of the voice still sounds the same? I guess you're saying, maybe, or it's just the way I talk that comes across.
Your voice sounds just deeper to me now than it did in that clip.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, you obviously you sounded younger a little bit, but I mean, that's normal. Usually you can tell. It is interesting just to me how the voice kind of changes with age as well. But I think that's why maybe it threw other people off, because you didn't sound, you just sound a little different, everyone does when they get older. So.
Well, let me try this real quick. Figures, another ad. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
This would be, well, I mean, this was when, hold on, let me cue it up here. Oh, come on. That stupid ad block is still not working. Give me a second here. I'm trying to cue this up. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is two things. Here we go. This is a demo that I made. Now, at the beginning, I made this in 2013. So tell me how my voice sounds like here. What do you think? Oh, sorry. Maybe I didn't have the sound up. And bring it up. There we go. This is my production reel from 1997 to 2000 when I worked at the Radio American Network. I did network imaging as well as program imaging. I also did liners and rejoiners. This entire demo goes for about 7 minutes and 36 seconds. How's that sound?
That sounds, I mean, obviously you're doing, the radio kind of voice inflection, but you sound, much more like you do now, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was only, that part is only, let me play. I'll play the first part here. I say.
Out of your woofers and tweeters and into your head.
Everybody get out of here, there's a lobster loose!
With fantastic reception and no overmodulation.
Good and loud, mister!
This is Nolan at night.
Okay, how's that sound? That would be more comparable. I did that liner roughly, that was 1999, so it'd be 6 years after I did that other video. Of course, I'm doing, like you said,
it's a little hard because there was just so much like animation in the voice that it wasn't how you naturally talk.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah,
okay. It's hard to tell when you're like, hey, that sort of thing. So
okay,
it's hard for me to decipher.
Okay, alrighty. Well, we're gonna wrap everything up. It's getting time for you to. We need to get to. It's about 9:15 Eastern time, so we want to wrap everything up.
Yeah.
For everyone watching and commenting, thanks. And if you want to send an email, you can always do that to the Hummel Factor at youtubemail.net. And I will bring that up one more time. And for anyone that wants to, thanks for the comments that were left on the comment section. There weren't very many, but they were there. And we will be back next week. And also thanks for watching, and thanks, Anna, for being on.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on a second. Go ahead and